Hi, my name is Eddie C., and welcome to my Positive Podcast. I'll bring you positive stories of people from all walks of life because everyone has a story to tell.
Hi, everybody. This is Eddie C., and this is MPP, my Positive Podcast. Welcome back, everyone. We're here at this lovely place that we record at. It's called Seraphim here in Antwerp on the Kloosterstraat. If you get a chance, come check the shop out. It's really special, a lot of special things you can get here. I'm going to move over to my first guest for this particular show. And she's actually an ex-neighbor of mine, and we became really good friends. We met at the bus stop one day and started talking and found out we had a lot of things in common. We've been friends ever since. And her name is Greet de Raet. She's actually worked as a social worker, but she's also very much into dancing and music. So, Greet, can you tell my guest a little bit about yourself?
Okay, where do I have to begin? I was born not in Antwerp, but outside of it, in a region of, how do you say, the Steenbakkerijen, sorry for the English. I was raised in a family, a very nice family, with a sister who's 2 years younger than I. And I remember my childhood as a period of playing outside. It was like that in that time. And as a little child, I liked to sing already. But my first passion was really the dancing. It started when I was 13, 14 years, I think. I found it as a great thing to do, to forget everything and to focus on the dancing, on the movements, on the music. And I continued to do that for all my life.
Okay.
I started with, I don't know how you say in English, volksdance. Folk dance.
Yeah, folk dance.
But then I found out the jazz dance, the modern dance. I did it for a very long time. We had to perform in Boom. It was a cultural centrum. But I did also belly dancing, African dance, a little bit of tango. For a very long time, the salsa, then also the flamenco, which is a very passionate dance. And now I do for 2 years almost solo Latin. I met my dance teacher. I'm going to talk too much maybe. You have to interrupt when you want to interrupt me. I met my dance teacher on television at the Dream Factory, because I sent in a dream to dance the end scene of Dirty Dancing with the famous lift thing in a white dress, and I met Frank there. My dream came true, and he's the best teacher I ever had. Okay. He makes everyone bigger. He gives a lot of positive energy. So when I finish my lessons, I have a lot of energy. I do it 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
And so it's very, very important for me. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a quick question. I mean, of course, your dancing has been a very, very big thing. One of your biggest passions is your dancing, and of course your music as well, which we'll go into in a minute. But you were a social worker for your whole career.
Yes.
What was the transition from going from wanting to be a dancer and performer, let's say, to becoming a social worker?
Yeah, it's a very good question. When I was young, I really wanted to do something with the dance. But in those times, it was a taboo. It was like, no, you have to do serious studies, and not into the artistic performing things. And so I had two options when I was 17, 18 years. We had to make a choice to do other studies. And I had two things in my head. No, exactly three things. It was to become a journalist,
Right.
or to become, how do you say in English, opvoeder, like working with children and those kind
teacher.
of things,
Yeah.
or social worker. And so I made the choice for the social worker. I never regretted that. The thing of social worker is also, I think, the product of who my parents are. And I want to say that they always stand for justice, for equal rights for everyone, no matter which ethnicity.
So they were sort of like activists in a certain way.
Yeah. My father was also into politics, into the union. He did a lot for the people where he worked, because he started working at 14 years. He wasn't allowed to do studies because in his family they needed the money. Also, my mother was like that. And it's in my genes. Just everyone I'm very open-minded. For me, everyone is okay, no matter which identity you have, which color you have, whether you're queer or not. It's I'm raised like that, and I'm very happy that I'm raised like that. And the connection with the dancing is. I continued all my life dancing, because being a social worker is very interesting, but it's also a very heavy job.
Right.
Because you hear a lot of stories from people, a lot of really heavy stories, because I worked a lot with refugees who had their traumas of the war.
Yeah.
And like dancing was a good compensation to forget and to focus on something else.
So it's sort of an escape for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned your parents. How was your relationship with your parents? Were they very supportive to you as far as your? Well, you said it was taboo to dance, but were they still supportive to you, that you still had those interests?
Yeah.
Regardless of your study.
They liked it because as long as it was a hobby. My parents, they also like to dance. Because I remember as a child, on Saturday evening, they went for dancing. They liked to jive and swing and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then we stayed with family while they were dancing. They did theater also, my mother and my father, for a very long time.
Oh, wow.
And my father, as we are speaking, he liked to make poems. My mother is also very good into language.
All right.
So so it was also very important for them. Next to the activism of politics and things, they also were into art and things. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that explains.
I don't
also,
have it from a stranger. No.
No, it's right there. So that explains your interest in art. And everything.
Yeah.
Let's go to the part where you started recently taking piano lessons, and of course you come to me sometimes in the studio to do some singing exercises and stuff like that. And, so how has that been? Because you recently stopped working, went into retirement, and how is your life now that you don't have the hustle and bustle of having a fixed routine, as a going to work and everything on a 9-to-5 job? How has your life changed in the last couple of years, not doing that anymore?
So I retired in the month of May of this year. Before I ask that question, I still want to add that singing is for me, at least as at this moment or the last few years, at least as the same importance than dancing. I how do you say, rediscovered it 10 years ago. I started with choir projects, and now, as you know, I'm a little bit into the solo singing, and combine it now with the piano. So music is for me also very important. That's also a very interesting question, what it does to a person when you stop working. I really was afraid that I lost a big identity of mine, being a social worker.
Right.
Because I loved to do that. I love to support people. To hear their stories, and also very interesting part of my job, I had a lot of contact with younger persons, like the younger guys who came from Syria and Afghanistan, from different parts of the world,
right.
And it keeps you young. When you're retiring, it's not so natural, it's not an evidence to have contact with younger people. I think I miss that a little bit, not so much, but for me, I was afraid of losing that identity. But to be honest, after 2 weeks, I was like, oh yes, it's done. This job. I don't have the stress anymore from the work, because it was stressing, and everything goes more slowly. I have my routine. I wake up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock, having my morning rituals. I do also my exercises to stay in shape a bit, doing my piano, doing my singing, meeting people, and I really embrace this period of my life.
Right.
What I was afraid of has changed into another lifestyle, and my passions, I have more time for that now.
Right.
So I'm really happy with it, and meeting also the friends I want to be with.
I can totally relate to that, because of course I've been a musician all my life. I think I always say I'm one of the fortunate ones. I was able to make my hobby my career. But in doing that, because of my other interests, also into photography and into doing the shows like the podcast, you find that your life becomes a lot more busier. Even so, retirement is only the phase into, I say, the cream of your life, because all your experiences you start to bring forth into that period where you're able to rediscover, reinvent yourself. But let me ask you another question. So, outside of this, the fact that you have a very busy lifestyle. I know it's very hard you're always constantly busy, and you're doing a lot of trips, and you travel a lot. How has that affected, let's say, the Greet from 10 years ago that was still working to the person you are now?
I have to think about that. I think I have more, even when because I'm a busy person, that's true, but I think I have more time to find peace in myself. It's still a difficult exercise for me to have a good balance between doing my hobbies and meeting friends and traveling, like you say. and be with myself, being with myself. It's still a difficult exercise, but I'm working on it. I feel less stress and more like, okay, it's okay. Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay. We have a theme that we usually have for each of our guests, and I usually choose something out which is, I think, fitting to the guest. And I'd like to ask you, what is your vision about oneness?
Oneness, just explain me a little
It's
bit.
about your whole, how you feel as a whole person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's say that I'm, in general, I'm a happy person. Eh? For me, and I think for many people, maybe more for women than for men, I don't know, I'm not sure. Sometimes it's difficult to accept getting older, and to take, how do you have to say a little bit goodbye to that young girl, but it's still in me many times, but to accept like becoming physical, becoming older, and I do a lot of efforts to keep myself in shape here and also for my body, but I think I have found peace. I'm really happy to have a lot of people around me who I take care of, who I love, people who love me, like having very good friendships. I think I'm blessed. I'm a blessed person, to be honest, to be here, and I want to embrace my new me, like having the age of 63, and everything that goes with it. Yeah, I think that's a little bit it, what I want to say. Yeah, and I also think, Eddie, that by having all those passions, like dancing and singing and piano, which giving me a lot of energy, that I'm giving the energy to other people, because I get the energy from those things. I can give that energy to other people because people tell me you have positive energy, and like you also, you are giving. You're one of the persons that gives me also a lot of positive energy. When I'm thinking about that, it's important to be being surrounded by people who giving you energy, because you can listen to someone's story when someone is not well, who has difficult periods. It's important to be there, but when it's always like that and they put you down, I prefer to avoid people who are putting me down,
negative energy,
and then I prefer to being surrounded by people who are giving me energy also. Yeah.
My last question related to the oneness before we finish our conversation. What would you tell, let's say, our younger generation today? And we're living in a world where AI is starting to become a very prominent part of our lives. We have the smartphone generation that we didn't have growing up ourselves. What would you tell, let's say, your kids or your granddaughter? How would you portray your positive energy and in relationship to oneness to them?
I think it's important for the younger generation, and when I look to my granddaughter, it's stay away as much as you can from the AI thing. I don't like it. Just use it for the things you really need to use it, because they will use it in school and whatever. You cannot we cannot imagine our lives without, I think, but don't focus on that. The same with the smartphone. I'm happy that my daughter and my son-in-law, they are very conscious about that, and just go for your dreams. If you want to dance, dance. If you want to sing, sing. Of course, you need to study. Studying is important to get a good job, but follow your dreams. I think I also did that during my life. Don't let yourself influence too much by people who say, no, you're not allowed to do that. Oh, you're not good enough. It's important to say to yourself, you're good enough, always. Don't let someone say to you that you're not able to do things. Just believe in yourself, surround yourself by people who believe in you, and go for your dreams, and just use those artificial intelligence and everything that's digital only for the things you really need it. And don't be too much on the screen, but because then your life, then there is no really communication anymore. A really communication is seeing people in life, talking with them, doing activities together, sharing experiences together. That's life, not the things on screen. Yeah.
I want to thank you for sharing a bit about your life with me and my public, of course. Of course, we see each other regularly. And I always respond with a small quote.
Let's talk about oneness. It starts within yourself, discovering your weaknesses and your strengths. Finding a balance so that when you are out there with others, you're able to show and give confidence and shine light on them. Helping people to become also one with themselves, but you also becoming one with those that you are in contact with. Oneness is not about just being alone, but it's also about being able to give, being able to share. And when you find those things all together, then you become one as a person. On those notes, stay positive.
Dit is een productie van Antwerp Podcast Service.